absolutely every reason to be here, to have a good life here. There's an economy that is simply soaking up professional skills, energetic and interesting cities which are staking their claim on the global map. And then there is the Nelson Mandela factor. And then there's us, a chachara, engaged, passionate, kind and hospitable people. And I think that generally cuts across all race groups.
If you want more young professionals, if you want to build a bigger core of young professionals, you have to incentivize young professionals to stay because they have a future. And then when they stay, they must grow the economy so that more and more people have a future similar to theirs.
It was a very positive discussion. I actually thought it was going to be like a hardcore debate, and it was a debate, but it had positive feedback. I felt good about it, and I'm actually interested to come to more of these debates.
But surely now is time for a leader who can help us find our way into a post-racial future. Because I do think the young woman you met in Melville is probably the person of tomorrow who really doesn't quite get us with our Indian, coloured, African, white thing going on, who wants to be South African. I look forward to that generation. When you ask them, what are you? They say South African. And their racial identity comes way after that.
Everybody has to take responsibility for having honest discussions which are based on hearing and understanding one another. Because we're not just people in a vortex having a hypothetical discussion about race. We've all got baggage, we're all wounded.
To a certain extent, I think they kind of drifted away from the whole youth and young professionals. There wasn't too much conversation about, so this is what's going on with the young people, this is what's in the future, these are the problems. It was more like talking about the bigger picture of the economy, the world, what South Africa is doing, how we fare against other countries and all of that.
I think particularly the debate's quite relevant, as young people today are quite nervous about the future. From a student at the moment, I find that there's certain issues that need to be addressed, which is like job security. The South African economy is, at the moment, it looks like it's catered to only engineers or accountants or IT students. So a lot of guys, particularly in my field, as was mentioned in the debate, there was a story of a young girl with a BA degree who ended up leaving her country to go to the USA. And I find that's quite relevant because I know, particularly within my field, within the humanities, often within BComs, people are struggling to find work. So I think there's certain issues that needed to be addressed, and they were addressed quite well during the debate.
But I think the majority of young professionals and young South Africans want this country to succeed, and they want to be part of that success. And they can have both, the benefits and the work involved. And we have enough talent to make that happen. We just all have to play our parts, and we mustn't relinquish responsibility. If we are to assist the ANC be a better government, it's going to mean that our professionals should try to be invested here and should try to stay here, because my sense of politics for the next 5 years is democracy will depend on the professional classes as a part of civil society, making its voice heard and fighting to make us the best possible country we can be in a very, very hopeful and positive continent right now.